very diverse. Latino, it's your own interpretation. You don't have
language
to
is power.
know Spanish. Culture is ever evolving and changing. Culture actually is a variety of cultures. One of the beauties I think about Latinos is that we have a mixture of African cultures, Asian cultures, European cultures, indigenous cultures, and how that translates really varies from ethnic group to ethnic group, you know. So Latino culture is a potpourri, it's a diverse, enriched influence from many different peoples, many different backgrounds all over the world. You know, as I was saying earlier, it's, you know, we have been visited by the Spaniards, so that you see the Spanish version. But, you know, within the United States, you know, not all Latinos speak Spanish. So you have, and then even here at La Casa, we have, for example, a group of students who are Haitian who identify as Latino. So I think when you look at Latino culture or Latino identity, it's very diverse based on which part of the Latino culture or ethnic group you come from. We have to be very creative in Bloomington because there's not a lot of what would normally people would attribute it easily accessible. So like, for example, for celebrating the Day of the Dead, normally in a predominantly heavy Latino community, you would be able to find like a panaderia bakery that sells the Day of the Dead bread. Or you can go to a grocery store and some of the things that you would, the sugar skull, some of the things that you would normally use for the altars or the papel picado, the tissue paper, would be so easily available. Here, we have to make our own. So it's a little bit of everything. A lot of it is spoken word, poetry, visual arts, comics. You know, there's we have some posters around of some of the folks who do political commentaries, and then films. Yeah, I think it's a lot has to do with the different influences. You know, you look at the influences of Africa, you look at the influences of, like I was saying earlier, Asia and what have you. And so when it comes together, it just creates a very vibrant, very alive, very energetic types of forms of expressions. Again, whether it's music or visual art or films, I think it's just the different influences that the commentary and the energy that comes from what folks pull from their life experiences and so on and so forth. Developmentally, folks who know multiple languages are often exposed to greater views about the world, about cultures, because it's not just the actual language, but things that come with the languages. And so it just develops people a little bit further. It gives chance, it opens doors, not only physically, you know, to be able to find employment, but it opens the mind to a lot of possibilities, a lot of forms of expression. So I just think it's developmentally, professionally, ability to connect with other people that might be different from you is really important. So I think we should be something that we would be pushing. I think you'll see, for those that do speak Spanish, because not all parents speak Spanish, but I hear from the ones that do, is important because when the kids don't speak Spanish, they feel that they're losing a connection with their kids. You know, they feel that, especially for those who are more limited English speakers, that often depend on the students to translate or interpret for them, they feel that there's a power dynamic switch. You know, that somehow, because language is power, language is critical in ability to be able to understand what's going on around the world around you. And so there does feel sense to be a sense of disconnect. And some people have a hard time with it because they feel that because they don't speak Spanish, they're not a real Latino, whatever that means. but really being a Latino it's your own interpretation. You don't have to know Spanish.